You know, I wasn't always a bicyclist. In fact, I used to be Miss I Drive Everywhere. A few months ago, I only rode a bicycle occasionally. You know, I take my old beater bike out to the beach on weekends. I started noticing more people riding for fun and riding to work. The people who rode to work definitely seemed happier and full of energy. Bicycling really looked like a caffeine substitute, so I thought I'd take a closer look at it. I knew I wanted to ride more frequently, and I was really interested in riding to work several days a week, but I knew that there would be a list of issues I needed to focus on, such as bike routes, safety issues, workplace issues, equipment, cars, and traffic. But I was ready to get started. I remember telling my friend Tracy that I was interested in becoming a more active bicyclist. She told me about the Santa Barbara Bicycle Coalition's booth at the Earth Day celebration last April. She said they had lots of great information on bicycling, and they also had people that were giving free tune-ups all day long.
Earth Day and Santa Barbara go together perfectly, and bicycling is a key part of the whole thing. So for people to demonstrate by bicycling that they really are concerned about the earth and that it really matters to them that the air is clean and that they put themselves on the line by getting on a bike and riding, that's all one big piece.
We're here offering bike checkups, lots of information about what the Santa Barbara Bicycle Coalition's what's happening in bicycling around the county.
It's all of the bicycle advocates in the coalition are volunteers. Nobody's getting paid for this, but it's something we believe in. What we do is we pass out literature for the coalition and for some of the bike clubs, and we also give free bicycle adjustments to people. They bring their bike down. We've got a bunch of mechanics that have donated their time and their tools. He's going to be here most of the day. Brian Bargiel from the middle school, he's going to be here for several hours. And Jenny Zane, our female bicycle mechanic par excellence, she's given us several hours. Basically, they just come down here and work for free, and we're really thankful for that.
Pollution point of view, we think cycling is great for two reasons. One, it reduces the amount of air pollution from motor vehicles, which is our #1 source. And number two, it creates additional health in your lungs, you know, by keeping you in shape. Bicycling is a priority for us. 2/3 of our pollution in the county comes from motor vehicles. And over the last 20 years or so, the amount of pollution coming from individual automobiles has been reduced by a lot, 60, 70, 80%. But the problem is there's a lot more of them out there, a lot more automobiles. And in fact, automobiles are increasing faster in number than people are, which is disturbing. So one of the most important things that people can do is, particularly for short commutes, use a bicycle.
If everyone would not drive 1 day a week, traffic reduction would go at least 12%, maybe 20% right off the top without changing anything else.
If you can get around with your feet or on a bicycle, you know, the fossil fuels, it really is like I said, a quality of life thing. If I can be doing what it is that I like to do without having an impact, you know, on the air quality or on the consumption of fossil fuels, then that makes me feel good.
Earth Day sounded cool. Tracy told me that something called Bike to Work Day was taking place in a couple of weeks. It sounded like a great place to learn from others about bicycling and planning my commute.
I really enjoy riding because it really wakes me up in the morning, and It just kind of gets the juices flowing.
I try to get out on the weekends, so I do the weekend warrior thing and try to get out and ride 30 or 40 miles if I can over the weekend, and anywhere from 2 to 4 days a week riding back and forth to work.
I work here in Santa Barbara, own a bicycle courier company. I've been doing it for about 10 years. Have to know where to place my bike and kind of be streetwise.
One of the greatest things about bicycling is that you keep your own individual time and space.
You're not polluting the environment, and you're cutting down on congestion roads, and you find yourself ripping by half the cars that are stuck in the congestion or morning traffic.
You're not waiting on someone else, you're not waiting for a bus that might be running late, or someone in a carpool who might be running late or get sick or anything like that. You have your own wheels and you can get there on your own.
When I get on my bike in the morning and about a 20-minute ride to work, I just find myself really looking at things that I see going by. I have a great ride that takes me through a lot of different neighborhoods in Santa Barbara. There's an effect of not polluting my staff and my clients, if you will, with bad things. I'm in a good mood when I think that's a benefit too.
Most of the people in the Santa Barbara area have a short enough commute that they actually will spend the same amount of time commuting on a bike as they would in their car.
There's a contingent of, well, I couldn't even count, maybe a dozen or so of our employees, so about 10% who ride all the time, and I would say quite a few others who ride occasionally and take advantage of the great outdoors.
I'm a teacher at Santa Barbara Middle School, and this is Bike to Work Day, and this is the 4th year we've brought our school down to Bike to Work Day. Trying to encourage them that it is a real valid means of transportation, and at the same time, if there's more cars out there, there's more things that kids need to think of and drivers need to be aware of as well in terms of having bicycles on the road.
You don't always have to use a car to get somewhere. There's a lot of places that are very accessible to bikes.
It helps the environment because you're not polluting.
Keeps the air clean.
I think it's a great form of exercise, and yeah, I mean, it's a fun sport.
You explore the roads more than in a car. You smell and see everything better.
Now we're going to go do a little urban bike ride to refresh our memories on left turn lanes and right turn lanes and hand signals and lights.
It's a lot of fun to get out and go riding instead of in a car all the time.
And every time that we go out, we just check the brakes, check the tires, check yourself, stretch out, do all that kind of stuff before you get on the bike. Once you get on the bike, make sure that you obey all the same rules that a car would. In the vehicle code, you're considered the same as a vehicle, a bicycle. So you got to stop at all the lights, don't weave in and out of traffic. Riding on the sidewalk is against the law. It's actually a municipal code violation in Santa Barbara. Especially in the downtown areas, you don't want to do that.
You know, we've had people cut us off, you know, and we're more visible than most people, and people in cars just don't pay attention. So, you know, if you're on a bike, be careful and be really cognizant that the guy in the car may not know you're there or may not see you.
The Bicycle Coalition was so helpful. I picked up an official Santa Barbara County bike map at Bike to Work Day and used it to plan my route to work. The maps are also available free of charge at Traffic Solutions. Their number is an easy one to remember. It's 966-SAVE.
It's a beautiful map, and all the bike routes are marked on that map. They're color-coded, so you can see on the map where you live and where your work location is, and you can actually plan the route on the map and practice the commute. Time it, see how long it takes back and forth. Do it on a weekend, on a Sunday, when you have time, bike map, and you can figure it all out.
I've also used the map to plan recreational rides. Santa Barbara County is one of the most beautiful places in the world for bicycling, and the map is a great resource for planning fun rides.